All right, this problem says that a block starts at the top of a ramp. The ramp is frictionless and it's angled at 30 degrees. So for this problem, I want to teach you the problem solving method. There's a lot of times in physics, there's so much information given, I need to draw a picture just to sort it all out. So this one says there's a block, it's on a ramp, and the ramp is tipped 30 degrees above the horizontal. What that means is if this is the horizon, it's tipped 30 degrees that way. All right, it tells us that it slides a distance of 27.2 meters down that ramp. That's one of our givens. Whenever you do a physics problem, you always have to list your givens. So there we did, we listed it. Slides down a frictionless ramp, and it tells us that the amount of time that passes is 3.3 seconds. Now, with this information, we can calculate two things. One, the first thing we're supposed to find is the average velocity, and the other thing we're supposed to find is the final velocity. All right, well, now that we've listed our givens, figured out what we need to find, our next step will be to look at your formula sheet. There's always going to be a point in a problem where you have no idea what to do. You have to look at your formula sheet. So I'm looking for a formula that has average velocity in it. And on the formula sheet, there's one that says, well, if I know its final position and its initial position, I can find its average velocity if I know the time. All right, so let's plug in what we know. We know it starts at x equals 0. We know it ends 27.2 meters away. We don't know the velocity, but we do know that it takes it 3 seconds to do that. So when I plug that into my calculator, it turns out that the average velocity is 8.24 meters per second. The second part was to find the final velocity. So again, I've listed my givens. I know how far it goes, how much time it takes. I know its average velocity, and I'm trying to find the final velocity. The next step would be to look at your formulas. I know one that says the average velocity is your final plus your initial divided by 2. Well, I know the initial is 0. I just found the average was 8.24. So I'll put the 8.24 right here. I'll find the final in a second. I'll plug in the initial velocity, and it turns out the final velocity is 16.5 meters per second. There you go. That's the problem solving method. I'll see you in the next one.